It's time for another exciting episode of the Joshcast. I'm not doing a theme. I'm not doing a theme today. Normally there's an opening theme. I bring in a guest composer to do the theme for the pod, but I'm not doing it today. I'm tired of dealing with these crazy composers who come in and they end up being just weird. It's just, so there's no theme. There's no more theme for this podcast. That's all there is to it. There's no more theme. Hey, Josh, is everything okay? Yeah. Why are you talking during this? And how? This is my sound engineer, Ted. Yeah. Hey, Ted. So, why are you? We're trying to film this. Why are you talking to me in the middle of this? I mean, you just seem kind of angry. Yeah, well, I am. I'm really angry. I'm upset. I feel like I can't count on anybody to help me run this podcast. I can't count on anybody. The composers screwed up. I mean, we don't have any guests lined up for today. You know, where's the booking guy? Right over here. Yeah. Wait a minute. Why are you sitting there with a mic? Just, you know. Okay, this is Steve, the booking guy, and he's sitting there where the guest should be seated, talking into the mic. Yeah, I just figured I would sit in for the guest since I couldn't get a guest. I'm just trying to help. Nobody cares about you, Steve. They care about a guest. That's really kind of harsh. Ted, just stay out of this. Well, I'm also HR, so I'm really not. I have to comment on this, and I think you're being a little hard on Steve. Ted, you don't know the definition of what it is to be hard on a person. I'm sorry. Are you? Was that a sexually suggestive thing? No, Ted. It was not a sexually suggestive thing. Not at all. I felt like it was a sexually suggestive thing. Steve, it wasn't. Now you're just being dramatic. No, I think it was a sexually suggestive thing. No, Steve and Ted, both of you. I'm this close to firing both of you. We're here for free. No one's making any money on this thing. All right, then go away. Go away. I'll just do it myself. I'll do it myself. Well, now I feel guilty for yelling at Ted and Steve. All right, so now I got to... Ted, Steve, come back. I'm sorry for yelling. I'm sorry for yelling. There's a lot of stress going on in my life. My bladder condition's not improving. In fact, I think it's getting worse. I'm misdirecting anger. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be above this. I'm sorry. Listen, man, it happens to the best of us. Thank you, Jim. Jim, our boom mic operator. Why do we have... I don't think we need a boom mic, by the way, for this. I think just the mic I have is fine. But, hey, can I talk for a second? Yes, Ted. So, you're right. We don't need a boom mic operator. But Jim, he just lost his entire family in a scooter accident. And he's really down, and we need to give him something to do. What do you mean a scooter accident? They were involved in a scooter accident. Well, they were all on scooters and hit by something? No, they were the car. They were in the van, and a scooter hit them. And so wait, you're saying the scooter hit the van, and what, do they swerve out of the way of it and run into a tree or something? Is that... No. The van was parked. The whole family was in the car. Jim's family was in the car. And a guy drove on a scooter and hit the car, and the shock of seeing that killed all of his family instantly. Is there a history of like serious heart conditions in his family? No, it's totally unexplainable. There's no reason why his entire family died like that. It's baffling scientists. All right. Well, we'll let him. Thanks. All right. Thank you, Jim, for being here. And all right, let's just get on with this thing. All right. How am I feeling today? I'm feeling horrible. I didn't sleep that well last night. I am angry. There's some frustrating things going on in my life that I don't want to go into the detail of what it is. And I don't need to go into the detail of what it is because the root of it is always the same. It is that I'm always nervous and I'm always anxious. Always. It never goes away. When I first had to start taking the bus to school in I think this was it was kindergarten. For the first week that I got onto the bus, I verbally told the bus driver my address because I was afraid that he wasn't going to take me to the right place. And finally he had to say, "Listen, I know where it is. I got this." So I'm 6 years old and I'm double checking the bus driver. So this sense of fear has always been there. And I can't give myself a break. I don't know how to. So I'm in a panic last night. And I think, all right, well, maybe if I lie here and meditate, that'll help. So it didn't help. It didn't. Meditation for me, sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't help. It did not help last night. I wasn't seated in the proper meditation pose. I was just trying to count my breaths. And it felt like trying to count my breaths while the Chris Tucker character for The Fifth Element was right there panicking. It didn't work. So now I'm tired. I didn't sleep. I got to go through the whole day feeling tired, and this is the cycle that I go through. I keep passing by this street that says Dead End, and there's something depressing about that sign. I wish they'd change that sign. Dead End, it's too close to home whenever I see that sign. I wish the sign could be more positive, just for instead of saying dead end, it could just say, hey, you just have to make a simple turn around. No big deal. Hey, no big deal, just a turn around. Instead of saying dead end. Dead end. You didn't learn how to code, so pretty soon you're going to be unemployed. Dead end. That's what it feels like when I see it. Riffing on the signs, baby. I think Louis C.K. had a bit on signs. Hopefully mine is different enough that I won't get in trouble. Driving by the Prestige Salon. And that's what a salon has to be called. Because a salon, there has to be that sense of elegance. I think I've talked about this in previous podcasts. I don't know if Louis C.K. has talked about it, but salons have to have elegant name. And it can't be called, Schlotke Salon. Yeah, I'm Schlotke. I do hair. I run a salon. We put some schmear in your hair, put some schmear on your face. 15 minutes, you're golden. Schlotke Salon. Hey. What's my tagline for Schlotke Salon? Hey! That's what it is. Just the funds. I was reading an article about Honda, the company, yesterday. For two reasons. Number one, I wanted to see how they handled the previous trade restrictions and how they might handle the current ones, the tariffs that might be put on. But number two, it's because I drive a Honda, and they're talking about what I drive and know. And there's something about the Honda that, it's not a sexy car, but it could be with the right branding. Like if Vin Diesel drove a Honda in Fast and the Furious, it would be sexy. He has that power. Not all actors have that power. But you're never going to see that. You're never going to see Vin go, get in the Honda. You get in the Honda right now. It's time to get fast and furious. Get in the Civic. You're not going to see that. That'd be great. I've never seen any Fast and the Furious movie, but I hope that they say the name of the movie. It seems like a movie where they would say the name of the movie in the movie. I'll tell you, he not only looks too fast, he also looks too furious. Get in the Honda. I also feel like there should be a line in the Fast and the Furious where somebody is telling Vin Diesel, remember, you watch where you're going. Slow and steady wins the race. Yeah, well, maybe this time we don't need slow and steady. Maybe this time we need fast and furious. I'm going to again talk about the movie The Space Between Us, which I enjoyed. 13% score on Rotten Tomatoes. Be damned! One of my favorite elements of the movie is that had a line in the movie that is in too many movies. It's my favorite new movie line. Because at one point Gary Oldman turns to Carla, and I'm going to mangle her last name, Carla Gugino? I don't know. This is the kid, the main character, the kids escaped the clutches of NASA. And Gary Oldman turns to her and he said, you had one job. Watch the kid. That's my favorite line. You had one job. It's the you had one job line, usually uttered by one villain to a lesser villain. You had one job. Kill He-Man. And you couldn't even do that. You had one job. Destroy the Avengers. That's all I asked. You failed. You can put it in any movie. Except Oscar-winning movies. Maybe that's... In fact, I bet the movie would have gotten a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, except that they put that line in there, and we all went, no, you can't put in the you had one job line. It belongs in 80s cop movies. You had one job. Kill Axel Foley. That was it. One job. I think that you had one job could also possibly be uttered by the police chief in an 80s cop movie. You had one job. Protect the senator. That's all you had to do. And you couldn't even do that. Riggs and Murtaugh. And the thing is, this is how you know you have an Oscar-winning movie if when you try to insert that line anywhere in the movie, it doesn't work. You had one job, Schindler. Get all the Jews out. One job. Doesn't work. You had one job, Forrest Gump. Just keep running. All you had to do was keep running, and you didn't. You had one job, Stephen Hawking. Keep walking. That's all you had to do. All you had to focus on, but no, you went and couldn't do it. See? It doesn't work. It totally doesn't work. That's how you know. if you can fit that line into the movie and it works, it is not an Oscar-winning movie. That's the rule. That is 100% the rule. You had one job, cleaning lady. Don't have sex with the fish guy. One job. Just clean the place. Don't ask questions. See? It totally works. My premise is sound. My premise is sound. Well, we're coming up to the end of this podcast. I'd like to thank Ted and Steve and Jim for helping me do this. Without them, I couldn't run this podcast. And I mean, they're here doing it for nothing. I want to just express my love and gratitude to them. And I know sometimes I get upset, and they're patient with me, and I really appreciate it. And I'd like to thank Prestige Salon. They didn't give us any money, but I guess they're sponsoring this podcast. I'd like to thank The Space Between Us. Great film, underrated. And I'd like to apologize to Louis C.K. for riffing on his joke. There's also this other guy that Gary Goldman will often retweet who does movie cliche acts, and I'm worried that my you had one job bit might be too close to one of his bits. If he feels that way, I want to apologize to him. I just for the sake of for safety, I'm going to also apologize to my parents. I'm going to apologize to my coworkers. I'm going to apologize to Jews, Christians, Muslims, Buddhists, the Jains, Hindus, all humans, animals, plants, viruses. I'd like to apologize to viruses for complaining and worrying about viruses. And that's our podcast. That's a wrap. Thank you.